The Sacramento Kings continue to make moves as we inch closer and closer to the start of the regular season, and we got some details revealed in regards to the Doug McDermott contract, which makes it look like more of a steal every single time I see it. So we'll discuss that, including some Kings fans being fired up about the winless preseason the Kings have had, and we'll break down some of the things that Kings fans are really worried about, and some things that probably will get itself fixed to start off once the season is actually underway. So we'll discuss all of that in this video. Before we do, folks, again, if you're a part of the 84% that haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, and you want to stay up to date with everything that's going on with the Sacramento Kings team, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything that's happening, because the season's around the corner, and despite an ugly preseason, pretty amped up about what the Kings have in store to start off this year. So without further ado, let's dive into the news, as the first thing we're taking a look at is the Sacramento Kings making more moves. Now, it has been teased, it has been rumored, it has been reported that the Kings would be interested in making a blockbuster deal for Brandon Ingram, Zach LaVine, these types of things, and I made a whole video on that just yesterday. But the Kings have to make their roster, construct their roster in such a way that things are going to work to start off this season. No win can be ignored, to start off this year. This is an important season for the Sacramento Kings, and one of these big blockbuster moves can only actually happen come December 15th, and one that's realistic, one that would involve a Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter type of trade. So the Kings are rounding out their roster to enter the start of this year, and basically we got some details in terms of their final decisions. Essentially, the Sacramento Kings are waiving guard Boogie Ellis. League sources have told Hoops Hype, as Boogie Ellis averaged 9 points per game, 12 minutes during the preseason, while shooting 39% from the three-point line, and played capable defense during the 8 Summer League games. He shot 47% from the three-point range, and frankly is a guy that I was pretty excited about when the Kings ended up signing. If you're not familiar with Boogie Ellis prior to him joining the Sacramento Kings, essentially he was the guy on USC that was their actual league guard. Bronny James is somehow getting a 4-year contract out there in the NBA, and his teammate Boogie Ellis, who was objectively better than him in college, doesn't really have a shot. Obviously, nepotism, all that stuff plays away, but just sucks to see Boogie Ellis not be able to work out, because, again, even in Summer League, there hasn't been a ton of bright spots in terms of the Kings preseason so far. Boogie Ellis has been a guy that I liked his three-point shot, I liked his swagger, but again, you can't have everyone out here on the roster. Not everyone's going to get a spot, but wish him the best, wherever he kind of stays in the King system. We'll see where that all plays out. But the Kings have made some moves as of late, and one of the big ones that we've talked about is Doug McDermott, and he had a pretty big, most recent preseason game debut for the Sacramento Kings, and we got some details on his contract, which makes it look like more and more of a W for Sacramento. So essentially, Doug McDermott's deal with the Sacramento Kings is for a veteran minimum, and it's partially guaranteed for $750,000. So a league sources told Doug McDermott's deal becomes fully guaranteed at the league-wide guarantee date on January 7th. So this is very important details for the Sacramento Kings right now, because, again, some people were worried, concerned, because Doug McDermott is coming off a pretty significant contract with the Spurs with that ran out. Maybe the Kings gave some extra money out there for Dougie McBuckets after seeing the lack of three-point shooting that they had over the course of the preseason, saying, hey, let's just overpay for a guy that, again, can knock down three-point shots, can be effective out there in the basketball court, but probably doesn't warrant, given his struggles on the defensive end, a big money deal. Having him in a veterans minimum is a W for the Sacramento Kings. I mean, in the most recent preseason game, you can see the impact that he can have out there on the court, being able to knock down threes, be able to do different things. And with the whole, again, Sasha Vezenkov in the rotation, out of the rotation, not a crazy impact player for the Kings last season, but definitely a guy that had his role and had his importance to the team. Losing him, even with the fireworks, he wanted to go back to Europe, wasn't happy with his stint in the NBA. Doug McDermott kind of fills that hole. He almost looks the same out there on the basketball court, in terms of Sasha Vezenkov out there just watching him play in preseason. So, I mean, very good signing, very nice pickup for Sacramento to bring him into this group. And again, the big concern, the big issue, the big reason this offense has had its ups and downs is concerns about the three-point shot. And bringing DeMar DeRozan doesn't really improve that. It improves the overall offense, but doesn't improve the three-point shot. Again, Sabonis is your natural sort of three-point scorer. De'Aaron Fox is that slasher, can shoot the basketball, might be one of the Kings' best shooters right now, over the course of preseason. But again, having a guy that's a natural three-point shooter is going to be a big plus, a big boost to this Kings bench, and he played a ton in that his first preseason game, the Kings' final preseason game. So nice to see him, get acquainted, get added to this group. But we do have to talk about preseason. We do have to talk about what a lot of Kings fans are fired up about right now. And again, it's the team being I was about to say defeated in an defeated out there in preseason, being winless to sort of go forward throughout these preseason games. And the first thing I want to say, you can't overreact too much to preseason. I mean, it is what it is, and people are calling for Monte McNair to really, make some more moves beyond the Doug McDermott signing. Make some more adjustments, add some more shooting, add some more firepower, add some more defense to this team because of all these losses. And frankly, I'm still not crazy concerned, crazy worried about this Kings team entering the season. I think Keegan Ellis is a nice sort of addition, and what he's been able to do at the defensive end has been a positive. But one of the big reasons this team has been struggling is frankly the fact there has been a lot of guys out, right? Malik Monk's been out for a stretch. Kevin Huerter's been out for these games. Obviously, Kevin Huerter, which was a player that was expected to have an impact on this team, is going to be out for a very long period of time. Trey Lyles, out there in the front court is an actual NBA caliber player and should be in the lineups, but has been out in these games. Orlando Robinson is even a guy some people have been excited about to start off this year. So again, these guys have been in and out of the lineup. I know Fox has played most of these games and whatnot, but basically the Kings are a team, and the concern that I have regarding this roster is the lack of depth. That I think the top, especially 4 or 5 guys on this Kings roster is very exciting. You have De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray. You have Domantas Sabonis as a really nice core 4, and then Keegan Ellis being a nice role player to sort of, round out, complement those guys very, very well. Then off the bench, there isn't a crazy ton of eye-popping talent, especially Devin Carter out. That is really, really exciting for a ton of, Kings fans out there. So when Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter, and Trey Lyles, frankly, for that matter, are 3 guys which are some of your better shooters out there on the roster, 3 guys that should probably be in the rotation for this Kings team moving forward into the season, right? When they're dealing with injuries, when they're kind of in and out of the lineup out there over the course of preseason, then that is what it is. And that's kind of what you get in terms of wins and losses, in the final preseason game against the Clippers, who, again, look pretty hopeless themselves. But not saying the Kings are hopeless, but the Clippers with the Kawhi news look pretty hopeless here now at this point. Again, that's just kind of how it goes. And frankly, the one thing I was really encouraged about and really excited about was Doug McDermott coming in and just being really confident, firing up those 3-point shots, right? 5 of 13 from the field, 4 of 11 from the 3-point line. Again, the defense isn't all that there, but him being able to come out and just be able to stroke 3-point shots, do these different things it's very, very exciting, for a late season acquisition, a vet that's adult in the locker room. This Kings team is pretty mature, pretty old, but basically, I'm really happy with that acquisition for the Sacramento Kings, especially the prices we just saw. And again, DeMar DeRozan coming out, it's preseason, is what it is. Domantas Sabonis looked really good out there in this most recent game. I mean, Keegan Ellis, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. Would be nice to get a couple more spot-up shots, but, McLaughlin, we'll see how things kind of shake out there at that front. Alex Len is the guy that I think most Kings fans are pretty disappointed in right now. Again, trying to be that backup center, trying to be out there, get some decent minutes for this team, and, he fires up the 3-point shots. I just don't feel confident in those ever going in. He was a minus 22 for the game. Did at least have 9 rebounds in this game, which is a bit of a positive, but I don't know. Alex Len, I'm just not sold on him as that backup kind of center for this Kings roster, and Orlando Robinson could have an impact in terms of helping out the depth of the rotation there at this point. But we'll see how things play out. Again, we can't really be ringing the alarm bells until the actual regular season comes down, but let me know what you guys think about how the Kings season has been going, about the Kings decisions, making moves as of late. Let me know in the comment section down below. You guys are the best thing as far. Again, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. 84% haven't hit that button just yet. You made it this far, definitely hit that button. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.